Hey everybody, welcome back to Northernlion Plays the Binding of Isaac AFTERBIRTH Plus. I think we just... Who doesn't at least tolerate a Lazarus run? He's a blank slate, dude. And I'll write your name. No explosions, thank you. We will take these pills. Puberty, health down. It would have been nice to have taken that one. Turn it into a health upgrade instead. But, you know, it is what it is. Early on, we want to leverage our existing HP, knowing we're not going to keep it very long. Empress is quite nice as well. Dude, this has been showing up insanely. So it pays, I think, for us to think about it for a bit. I know we're leaving behind the Empress, but in my defense, there is no defense. We're going to make it back. Now we need to think about this, because we actually straight up do not have to take any deals with the devil. Our damage 47 seconds into this run is better than it was 47 minutes into our last run. 1 second, if you'll excuse me. There's a cat at my door. It's very upset. Hey, you're not doing anything too fun in there without me, are you? Recording the same game for the 45th time this week? There you go. 2 boys in the room. Choose. If you choose not to decide, you still have made a choice. You want to be in, you want to be out. There you go. You're both in. And then you jump up on my desk, and I'll kick you out. That's the way she goes. So we have had Ipecac a lot lately. I won't apologize for it, because Ipecac is fun, and it rules. So we're gonna, take advantage of the fact that, come on. Little spewers appeared in the basement. I guess kill yourself with Ipecac is an item. Nice statistical bonus there. And Tinted Rock, pretty much exactly what I'm looking for. So what do we want? What do we not want? I saw you jumping up here. Oh my god, okay. I'm sorry, my sons. You must go. Tomo, the sins of the Ruka pass to the Tomo. Because you have to be treated equally. So Ruka, you go. Goodbye, my son. Tomo, you also go. I know you wish to stay. I'm sorry to tell you. Can't be done. You made me lose half a spirit heart. Nobody makes me bleed my own blood. Nobody. Awaz. Dagaz, please. Yera, Black Rune, Burkano, Blank Rune. Thinking. Yera's good, but we don't need it yet. Awaz is good, but we don't need it till... Yeah, we don't need it until we want to skip Boss Rush, probably. So instead, we're just going to hold Black Rune, which I think is the most valuable. Burkano did some serious work as well. Let's not besmirch its good name. Let me hydrate here, and then I'm ready for a good run. Okay, how do we fight Mega Satan? On a run where you've already got your damage sorted, it's the easiest thing in the world. All you need to do is... get angel deals or a self-sacrifice room. We don't have to take... Even if we see Brimstone, we'll use our judgment. We might want to take it, but we don't have to. Which is a nice luxury. Because on the last run, we really did come to the position that, we have to take these deals with the devil or we're going to lose. We have to choose between having a chance to get something done and just being guaranteed to screw it up. So... or, not necessarily guaranteed to screw it up, but you know what I mean. So I'm going to play a little here, which we should not have done, in hindsight and foresight. But if we get enough HP, we can make this self-sacrifice room work, even with the limited amount of HP we got. I'll level with you, though. That's a dumb mistake. That's a fatigue-based mishap. Oh, we can get in. It's the last episode ever recorded before I go to Iceland. I just wanted to trick you guys. That was bad. Shouldn't have done that. How would I know if it's the last episode ever recorded? That would be like knowing I'm going to die soon. Would you want to know? You know, in the movie Big Fish, the kids go to the old witch's house, but then also the witch is Helena Bonham Carter from... later in the movie. It's a weird situation. It's Tim Burton. It doesn't have to make sense, just has to get the people going. You know, I remember, it haunts me. You know, the one guy, the big fish. He says I was old and I was... Oh, wait, well, the one guy... Sorry, he's not the big fish. But he says, you know, I saw I was old and I died. And then the other guy was like, I wasn't old at all. See, that's what I'd be scared of. It's all well and good if, you know, you talk to a freaky witch who also happens to be Helena Bonham Carter, and she says, yeah, don't worry about it. You know, you're going to die when you're 80, surrounded by your loved ones. But if you look into her creepy witch eye, and she says, oh, by the way, you know, you're going to die when you're 32, you would be like, Helena, I wish I hadn't come here. Probably. Or I don't know, maybe you would rather know. I'm happy I don't know. Which I also want to say means that it could be undefined. You know, maybe I'll live forever as a result. So, what's our game plan? It's actually so simple, it'll make your head spin. Before we go to the boss fight, we want to play the self-sacrifice room a decent amount. We might be able to guarantee a deal with the angel, which would limit the amount that we actually have to play a self-sacrifice room to begin with. Good stuff. This is a very scary room, though. I'd like to leave. Thank you. Oh, there we go. Okay, we can use Swallowed Penny as well. Sadly, it'll probably pay out for us. No, we don't need Swallowed Penny. Hold up. So, Black Hole is fine, but I'm going to suck it up. And I'm happy I did. We now have permanent, or not permanent, but we have speed cap. I gotta level with you. My head is still in the game of Isaac, but I am also, you know, like, okay, it's 8:47 p.m. After this, I gotta shave. I could shave when I get to my destination. I don't know. I like to not pack an electric razor, and I'll tell you why. It's deep lore. Deep lore. I brought my electric razor to Korea when I worked there. Sensible decision, right? Since I'm gonna be having a job where I need to be clean shaven, or at least it's in, you know, incentivized to be clean shaven, because people... It was back in the slightly pre-beard era, okay? I'm gonna go just slightly harder on this. See if we get a payout of spirit hearts, maybe. Okay, I'm super blessed, no question there. Brought my electric razor to Korea. Didn't pack it in my carry-on. Admittedly, a bit of a novice traveler. All electronics should go in your carry-on. That's why you see people trying to wedge enormous... We've already fought the boss. That's why you see people trying to wedge enormous bags up there. I assume it's all valuables and medicine. I hope. Otherwise, I'm going to be mad. Anyway, long story short, it broke in transit, which is it should not really be a surprise to anybody. I'm going to try it. Okay, great news. I'm going to try it again. I'm going to chariot to guarantee our safety. Here's how this is going to go. We have found a second secret room. It's a blood bank. We shouldn't have committed on this floor. Like, we 100% shouldn't have committed on this floor. But we're here now. So we're going to buy a red heart. We're going to try to maybe buy a red heart. Spirit heart. Too expensive. Bomb. Already got him. Red heart. Yes. Okay. We really want the... One key piece is fine. We could have done this so much more elegantly. 2 key pieces would be better. Okay, well, you know what? Because I am a fool, we're going to go back and we're going to buy another heart. We could buy the card as well. That's more exciting, but less guaranteed. Anyway, so I broke... I know you thought that was the end of the story, and you were like, wow, round of applause. That's a good one. No, it's not like that, okay? Don't judge me too harshly. It broke, so then I went to a location in Korea that's called the E-Mart. It's very much like a Walmart sort of situation. At E-Mart, I basically walked up and pointed to my face, and then I went like, buzz, and they were like, oh yes, you would like an electric face trimmer. And I was like, you know what, you guys, you got it all figured out. They've done it, thank you. Now we can just relax, you know? I mean, assuming we don't lose a bunch of HP here. We're gonna be able to fight Mega Satan on this run. They sold me an electric razor, and I used it If I had half of a day's facial hair growth, it worked. If I didn't, it just pulled the hair out. It didn't, like, it was horrible. It was not meant for, you know, the coarse kind of hair that a man who went bald at the age of 19 has going on his face. So I had to deal with that thing. And I, as an older man, or starting to get up there, older than I was by definition, I'm more of a man of action now. I was a man of, I just tolerated problems when I was younger. If I had a problem, you know, I'd be like, I'm hungry. People would be like, what are you going to do about it? And I'm like, I don't know. Not eat, and then hope it goes away, and then it would for a bit. And then later I would eat, but only because I wanted to, not because of the hunger feeling. You know what I mean? You ever have like, hey, your socks are on backwards. Yeah, whatever. What's it to you? Not your problem. Now I solve problems. So the problem of having a bad razor, now I would solve. I would go on Amazon. Don't shoot me. Don't! I would go on Amazon, and I would say electric razors, and I would buy the highest rated razor. I'm living that kind of lifestyle, okay? Back then, you don't understand necessarily what it's like. Anybody who's lived expat in another country, you get these weird stories. You get stuck in ruts where you're like, yeah, so I summoned the courage to go to the E-Mart and buy an electric razor once, and this is the razor that I'm stuck with while I'm here, because things are not built for you. The thing is, it's on me. If I had tried harder, you know, while I was in Korea, I could have learned more of the language. I learned enough to get by, not enough to go into E-Mart and be like, excuse me, the electric razor you provided to me and recommended is not strong enough for my hair. Do you have another one that I can have? You have to play it forward in your head, and you go, I'm gonna walk in with this thing, and I'm gonna be like, it doesn't work, and they're gonna be like, what are you talking about? I'm gonna end up somehow buying a hair dryer or like a kimchi fridge or something like that. It's a real thing that exists. Don't at me. So you just go, I'm stuck with it. I have the exact same story from the exact same country related to shoes. I brought dress shoes to Korea. I needed to wear, you know, dressy-ish clothes to work at least. Put together, business casual. I don't like this room. Too many spider-ish rooms. On, like, within the final month of me being in Korea, my shoes broke. And what I mean is there was just like a big hole in the bottom of the foot. The bottom of the shoe, I should say. Not the bottom of the foot. That would be bad. So, if it ever rained, water would seep in through the bottom of the shoe. You might say, what's the problem? You just can't. Your socks are going to get wet. Your feet are going to smell bad. It's just a bad situation. So I was like, I got to get a handle on that. So I went to the biggest shoe store in my city. It's not a small city. I guess we'll just... Maybe... Nope. Can't find a key. Maybe here? Dude, you can hit me all you want at this point. We're going to make it. And I basically walked in and was like, you know, they're like, how can I help you? People in Korea speak English, by the way. I mean, they don't speak English fluently. Why should they? I don't speak Korean fluently, but it wasn't like I just walked in and I was like, do you have any shoes? You know, I was with them. We were working together. I went, I need shoes. And they went, okay, what's your size? And I told them my size, which is an American 12, sometimes 12 and a half, 13, depending on the brand. And they went, oh my God, I don't know if we have any of those. So literally I said, just bring me and my feet are not even that big by North American standards. They're above average, I think, but it is not uncommon to talk to somebody who has like a size, you know, 11, 12 foot. It's not Shaq, you know, it's pretty common. They came out with a size 10, and it was like an athletic sneaker. And they said, this is all we got. So you know what? That's what I wore to school for the final month of being there. Now, it did help that I definitely was not going back to that job. So I was like, what are they going to do? Fire me? If they want to take me shoe shopping, someplace that has shoes in my size, by all means. But until then, I can't order from Gmart That's right, it's not just a streamer, it's also an internet website, kind of like Amazon, because in order to order from Gmart, you need to have a social security number gifted to you by the Korean government. I don't have that. That's right. Foreigners can't online shop on Korea's largest website. Largest online retailer, I should say. So I'm just kind of stuck. So I just wore those to school. And then, by the way, extremely painful. My feet did fit in them. I just tolerated it. Whenever possible, I would take my shoes off. And I never do this. I respect the sanctity of the airplane. On the flight back, as soon as I got in my seat, I took my shoes off. When I landed in Toronto, I put my shoes back on the way off the plane, but when I landed in Toronto, I gave my shoes to my parents. My parents, oh, careful, had brought some shoes from home for me to wear, and I put them on, and immediately I was like, oh, right. This is the way it's supposed to be. I guess I just wasn't made for this size. Anyway, that's my other story. That's why I don't like to... You know, I usually go a week, maybe 10 days between beard trims. Works fine. That's when I start to go from, like, 16-year-old bald child to Jason Statham let himself go to, are you growing a beard? And that's when I have to trim it. Hey. Hey! Anyway, that's why I want to shave tonight. And fight the break of dawn, come tomorrow. Maybe that song was about me, shave tonight. I'm not gonna go there. We don't have to go there. Why go there? I'm a little embarrassed by the fact that we're behind schedule. We did have the whole self-sacrifice sort of situation going on. But mostly it's just been playing a little sloppy on this run. We don't have to play sloppy. There's nothing in the rider that says you have to play sloppy just because you got a good item early. So we should really just tighten up and play better. Send this off right. Oh, Lusty Blood. So good. Marked. Could have killed us, so thank God there's no Curse of the Unknown. Or Curse of the Blind. Because I could see myself being like, well, we gotta go for the... If it's surrounded by mushrooms, it's probably better. And I don't really believe that, but I might do it just for, you know, kicks. All of a sudden, we got ourselves in a bad spot. Gotta, you know, the hard part about being a YouTuber that creates many, many videos really is, and this is like the ultimate first world problem, but really is being away. Like, to set my videos to go up, it's usually 5 or 6. They take about 2 minutes each. So, by the way, anytime any YouTuber is trying to... It depends, you know, maybe you got a different level of editing or something like that going on in your existence, of course. I hate to sell out my own kind, just kidding, I love it, but whenever there's a few axioms of YouTube. If a YouTube uploader ever blames the scheduled uploader for not working, there's actually a, like, 95% chance, maybe 99% chance they misread it and did something wrong, myself included. A few days ago, I woke up to some messages, and the messages were like, what's happening? There's no Isaac, there's no Slay the Spire, don't they come out in the morning? I went to YouTube, I had set them for one day in the future. It's because if you set a video, like let's say today is November 8th, at roughly 9 p.m. If I set a video now, YouTube will automatically be like, you probably want it to come out on November 9th, right? So usually that's when I do it, but I had set my videos after midnight, so it said, you want these to come out on November 10th, right? And I'm just so used to, because like, probably less than a dozen times a year I set them after midnight. I really like to knock that stuff out early in the day, because it's busy work. So I had it wrong. That one's on me. Got some tweets that were like, scheduled uploader. And I was like, nah, dude. Bad brain. I'm not afraid to take my responsibility there. Now, there's a corollary to that. If you ever go, where's the VOD for something on Twitch? There's like a 95% chance it's Twitch's fault. Or your fault. The vast majority of the time that I get messages that are like, where's the VOD for this? I go, did you check the VOD page? And they go, oh, you're right, there it is. Or I go, hey, it's got a different name, but, you know, this is where it is. And they go, okay, I didn't consider that. Sometimes, though, Twitch is just like, error 2000. Oopsie whoopsie. That's Discord, but you get the idea. The other one is YouTubers, whenever they talk about how many hours they work a week, and I'm guilty of doing this, they always talk about, you know, setting videos, creating the metadata. If you're doing something in a new series or every video is a little different, sure, I'll give you 10 minutes per video. It's not like we would have taken anything else, but if you're on the same video series, plays Red Dead Redemption Part 95, it's like a minute or two. So if you're publishing 10 videos a week, hoo boy, that's like up to 10 to 15 minutes on a weekly basis. Breaking a sweat. Remote detonator? Or maybe I'm just bad at my job? I don't know. Maybe that's what's charming about it. I don't try to capture the lightning in a bottle. I'm just happy I got electricity. Send me. Send me! Thank you. So it's not gonna take too long, but you know, I gotta put like 40 videos or something like that set up. How long does it take to do 40 videos? Well, that's like 80 minutes, you know? So that's like movie watching length. I could watch I could probably watch like 9 episodes of Jeopardy during the time it's gonna take me. Jeopardy episodes are a half an hour long, but not without ads, they aren't. That's enough to get through like all the qualifiers for the Battle of the Decades. Wooden spoon. I'm very surprised we're behind schedule, but you know, this run has literally, well, it has a very low chance of dying. You know, and a very, very low chance of not succeeding in its aim. How is the chance of not succeeding in its aim lower? Look, I mean, technically we could beat Mega Satan, go down to the Void and die, and then complete our aim, and then still die on the run, but obviously we're not going to do that because I'm not an idiot all the time. Ooh. Sure, dude, Rune Bag is lovely. So we're going to be putting a rest to Lazarus temporarily. It's time to revisit the character rankings. How would I rank the characters in The Binding of Isaac Afterbirth Plus? I don't know. I gotta say, Lazarus, there was a period in my life where I thought Lazarus, I had boilerplate discussions for him. I was like, Lazarus is fun because you never know what you're gonna get, and you know, you have that little puzzle box to solve at the start of a run where you don't know, you know, is the run, do I end my own life here to get the damage bonus, or do I wait and try to do it on the deal with the devil on the next floor? All that, by the way, is still true. I think Lazarus is a fun character. I don't know if I put him that close to the top, but I might put him in the upper third. Surely I think, you know, you would rather be Lazarus than Maggie. Probably. I would. I won't put words in your mouth, but I would. Even with the speed upgrade. The best part of Maggie's benefit is not worth anything at all. You know, to go from 3 to 4 HP. You can see how that would be worth something. Hello, Mr. How many chubs has NL killed? That might be worth something back in, you know, 2011 when everyone's trying to figure out, ooh, what's this? Human popcorn. But now that we're living this, you know, post-rebirth life where everybody knows everything about the game, it's a little different. I was watching Justin. You don't know him, friend of the channel, twitch.tv/HCJustin, unironically. Yo, actually like one of the nicest people I've ever met, and also maintains that niceness when he streams. He's just I don't know if he's happy all the time. I think if I had that same kind of attitude, I would resent being told that I'm happy all the time. Because I'd be like, you don't know what things suck. I'm not saying they suck. I'm just saying it's up to him whether or not they do. But he's always friendly. He's got a smile on his face, and not in a weird way like the Joker. I was watching him play Isaac. He's got friends who have played a lot of Isaac. You know, Cobalt, Dick Hammer, etc., etc. 100% Dick Hammer is going to get Google DeepMind to scan this video. I don't mean the person, I mean the phrase. I don't know if Dick's pulling the strings. Either way. What was I going to say? Oh, and it was... He was fighting these enemies. It was nice to see someone going through, like, the, Isaac, I don't want to say Necronomicon. What's the word I'm looking for here? Like the enemy encyclopedia, basically, again. And he was like, I don't know what any of these enemies do. I mean, he's played enough Isaac, but he's like, what do these guys do again? I have not felt that emotion since... I mean, I feel it 2 times every time a booster pack or DLC comes out. Otherwise, it's been 5 years. Literally, I see an enemy and oh, I see. They're very similar to this enemy that shows up here, but they're a variant. How, delightful. I'm not saying Isaac's lost its luster for me. You know, there's a certain, there's a joy that comes from mastery. Ha 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 ha. Alright, just had to take a sip of water. Making great time. You really, like, I have very little to say about where we're at on this run, just because I'm embarrassed with the amount of dumb damage I've taken, but simultaneously, when you get Ipecac, I mean, you just win. As long as your HP isn't horrible, you're gonna be fine. So, like, the Ipecac pickup, basically, from the get-go, has guaranteed us a fun time and a win. So I'm, you know, doing my best to be, you know, we'll try to do some weird stuff here. Like, for example, I kind of feel like Pandora's box, you know, we use that on the chest. That's a little unusual. Isn't that weird? Get extra deal with the devil chance. We got Bumbo working out in our favor, hopefully. At least trying to. Berkano is so insanely good with Krampus, or with Ipecac. And Bloody Crown means, Bloody Crown is item rooms down here, right? Don't, that's Bumbo's. Yeah, I thought Bloody Crown means that we get, item rooms down here. So we should be on the lookout. But there's a... And, you know, I'm speaking to you frankly. This is Northernlion After Hours. There's kind of a double-edged sword, isn't there? With an item like Ipecac. It's like Mom's Knife. It's like Brimstone in that it's so good, it kind of puts the rest of the run in, like, sepia tone. You know what I mean? Like, it's muted a little bit. Not a secret room. Of course not. Now that I look at it. Now that we've got Ipecac, like, what do we care? We can skip this item room easily. You know, our item room doesn't have any say on whether or not we're going to have a chance of winning the run in all likelihood, because we already got the item that's going to define us. Now, it would be very appropriate at this point if we lost, but I'm just telling you, we're probably not gonna. So give me this run. I love this run. You know, especially if we're trying to beat one of these bosses. You know, Sinvicta did that thumbnail. It was like the 9-panel. Thank you so much for helping, not you, to create a great run. He had Delirium as the boss that is, like, not fun. I agree with that. I think you gotta cut the devs some slack. Mega Satan is a very fun boss fight. Is my favorite late game boss to fight. Delirium and Hush, you know, I could take him or leave him. And I'm being polite, I think, when I say I could take him or leave him. I'd rather just leave him. Or take. What's the bad one? Because, I mean, leaving something could be good. Like, if you're leaving it at, like, a summer camp. Taking something could be bad, you know? You're like, take these chains off. Take them off of my heart. Judas Priest, Screaming for Vengeance. 1979's top album. Got the poster airbrushed in my garage. Hey. This is scrambling my mind. Yeah. I had a feeling we were going to get hit. Our HP is not as good as it should be. 42.5% deal with the devil chance, though. It's okay. Still represents a milestone. Thank you. Started going a little bit faster. You guys watch that new Sabrina show on Netflix? Me neither. Nor did I watch the one with Melissa Joan Hart. But I was tangentially aware of the show growing up for reasons. And I grew up in an era where witches were very popular for whatever reason. And I think it's coming back. Like Sabrina the Teenage Witch is back, or the Chilling Adventures of Sabrina. But, hold up. Ansus again. Love it. I also saw, we were watching the CW by accident, and there's a remake of Charmed. The show with Rose McGowan, Alyssa Milano, and Shannon Doherty. Now, I, again, was only tangentially familiar with the show Charmed, for reasons. I didn't know that anyone was clamoring for a Charmed remake, though. Have we really hit that? Maybe I'm wrong, by the way. Maybe Charmed is well loved, and I'm being disrespectful. But are we really at the point where things are just being remade because you recognize the name? Like, has there been incredible technology in television entertainment that makes it, our original artistic vision for Charmed had to be compromised by the primitive technology of the day? You know what? I'm gonna do it. Let's live a little. So, we still have the key pieces. Bob's brain. An HP upgrade thanks to the adult transformation. Oh, we got Tech X! That is right. I did it. You genius. I think, dare I suggest, by having the cojones there, we actually made our run better. And I'm not messing with you. We do also look like a little bit like a scared Tomo, but that's okay. We also did lose Yera. That's okay, because we got a 48-hour energy pill to use with our brand spanking new Mr. Boom. Boom, 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 boom. I don't like Mr. Boom. Although it has a 2 charge, I'd send it on a long barge. What is a long barge? That's correct. I'll take world capitals for 75. This is alphabetically the last capital in the English language. Boop, boop, boop. Yes, Ryan. What is Zagreb? That's correct. I'll take Frank Gehry buildings for 304. Where am I going here? Nowhere. I will take Empty Vessel for the Spirit Hearts. Here's the thing. To placate myself and my unquieted soul, I will take this. We will head up to the cathedral. We lost Pandora's box. That was the big loss, because Pandora's box could have given us an angel item, but a reroll, a little bit more exciting than an angel item. Look, I'm just saying, we don't have to remake shows. Just, I know, and I'm preaching to the choir here, I'm sure. And again, I'm just ignorant of the fact that maybe Charmed is a really popular show when it was on the air. I mean, it was on the air for like 85 seasons, as I recall. But either way, I worry that, you know, these are the shows, you know, when I was slightly younger even, I was like, oh, they're making an A-Team movie, that classic show from the 1980s. And then I'd talk to somebody who grew up in that era, and they'd be like, why are they making an A-Team movie? The A-Team friggin' sucks. And then the movie sucked as well. I'm kind of in that zone myself right now. I'm like, why are they making a Charmed reboot? Charmed was already bad. You know, I won't do it. We've done it enough. Like, isn't that like when you've done something right, then it can become rebooted because it's beloved? When you do something wrong, I thought you just banish it forever in favor of new ideas entering the pipeline. Look, you can be mad at superhero movies, by the way. But superhero movies have done something. They've saved us from remake culture to a little extent. Now instead, we've got endless cinematic universes, which are honestly also really annoying. You know, I'm just waiting for the Paddington universe where Mrs. Farnsworth goes, you know, is that you past Paddington? And it's like a cyber Paddington with like a robotic eye or something like that. Look for Paddington in Paddington 2 Civil War. But, you know, back in like 2010, before the superhero movies were really popping off. I know Iron Man came out in 2009 or 2008, okay? I'm just saying. It must have been 2008. But it took a little while to take, you know. It was a success, but we didn't know what was going to happen after that. They were like, Thor? Who the heck is Thor? Captain America. Boring. Anyway. It saved us from sequelitis, or rebootitis, you know? Ben-Hur. Total Recall. RoboCop's been remade like 6 times now. Still hasn't stopped James Cameron from making 15 Avatar movies, but now instead you get M. Night Shyamalan making Glass, the Glass Cinematic Universe. Remember this guy from that movie 17 years ago? Studios greenlit another project with him in it. I'm not trying to be rude. Glass looks okay, alright? I'm just saying, the greatest twist M. Night Shyamalan ever pulled was resurrecting his career by starting to make decent movies again. Don't teleport me. Really thought that would be the Guppy dream. We're going to win easily. I don't remember what you unlock here, but happy to do it regardless. And after this, I mean, we have Delirium as the Forgotten. And then we have to unlock the Lost. We have to unlock the Lost, mainline his stuff, and have a great time doing it. We got to do 30 daily challenges. I do remember that. When we have to do 30 dailies in a row, those are the times I most enjoy doing 2 Isaac episodes a day. Hey! Thanks for watching. Hope you guys have enjoyed the episode. Dripping Baby, of course. And Long Baby. The baby who's long. Hope you enjoyed the episode. If you did, click the like button. It was a great deal. Of course, subscribe if you want to see more in the future. For now, thanks for watching. I will see you next time. See ya!